Hello and thanks for joining me. Well, the torque converter bolted right on this Harbor Freight motor, Predator, and oddly enough it had standard Briggs and Stratton bolts, which were 5/16 24. That kind of surprised me. The torque converter came with metric bolts. I expected to have to use them. Anyway, the motor is a little bit bigger, mostly because of the gas tank sticking out the front. I kind of wish they'd put a smaller gas tank on it to decrease that room there. Feels like it's about the same weight, although I didn't weigh them. But I'm going to have to move the motor back, so I'm going to have to take that mounting plate off and mill the slots in my mounting plate. I think I got enough travel on the mounting plate to do that. We'll see. Alrighty. I didn't expect it to start on the first pull. Amazing. Let's hook up the throttle. I think this throttle cable will work, but I may need to get one just a little bit longer. I may need to reroute this throttle cable. Well, I'm impressed with the way this motor is set up. Very convenient. A little bit awkward, but nothing. I don't want to badmouth the Briggs and Stratton, but the Briggs and Stratton was hard to get to the bolts. I had to make some special linkage for the throttle. Okay, I'm going to put it up on some blocks this time so it doesn't get away from me. Well, I was told that the Predator motor would be smoother, and I believe it is. It's quite a bit smoother. Well, I got my headlight. I gotta give it a try. I like it. If you got a big arbor press, this is really a good third hand. I got a piece of wood underneath that. I like it. Okay, I'm making a speedometer can, little digital speedometer, and I'm making the little housing for it to clamp onto the steering column. Don't weld thin stuff like this very often. Hopefully I don't blow it away. Well, I should be able to clean that up on the metal lathe. I believe it had some galvanized in there on the inside of that tube. I had to solder the wire together because the wire was not long enough to get down to one of the wheels for the sensor. Hopefully my solder job is good. It had a enamel coated wire and an uncoated wire, hard to solder on, microscopic wires. Looks okay. I wish it was further in the can. but it's got buttons on the side that I have to be able to access. Well, I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated. I've bought 3 speedometers. The first one didn't work. It was a wireless, meaning it had a sender at the wheel and it received the signal from here, up here at the speedometer. And the first one didn't work. It had a spec for 60 millimeters, which is 23 inches. And that means I would have had to mount the speedometer down there at the foot of the, or the base of the steering column, which I didn't like. So I mounted it down there, and it never would stabilize and display a accurate speed. So I bought another one, different brand. And it had a good transmitting range, didn't work. Well, I bought one that has a wire fail-safe, right? Well, number one, the display doesn't light up like it did in the pictures. Number two, it won't pick up a signal. Number three, the wire wasn't long enough, and I probably messed up splicing the wire. It's super fragile, little tiny wire, enamel coated. I couldn't get the enamel coating off it. So I'm going to get a GPS speedometer. Just take this dang thing off. This one only cost $12. I don't think I can return it because I made a splice. Just cut the wire. Well, hopefully I can use my little speedometer can with the GPS speedometer. So let's move on to the next one. I haven't got the speedometer to put on there now. I need to put fenders on this thing. I got some fenders. The first ones I got were 4 inches wide and they looked huge on the car. Now I got some that are 3 inches wide, which are just a little bit on the narrow side, but they'll work. But they won't work with the standard mounting brackets, so I was, especially on the back wheel. Here's the deal with the back wheel. Here's the fender. I can't mount to a spinning axle. Same goes on the outside. But what I thought about doing, and this sounds kind of crazy, but I got these 1-inch bushings. I was going to mount that in there and let that spin on there and mount the brackets to that. And make it a one-sided bracket. Instead of having a bracket that goes on the outside of the wheel, just make it one-sided. Just make the bracket come up from this one side and then have it stop from spinning this way with a bracket that's welded to the car right there, connected right there. But I got these clips I made. They're made out of exhaust pipe tubing, and there's some kind of weird coating on that. They call it aluminized, probably aluminum coating on it. It makes it really hard to weld to. I was going to put that in there like that and then weld a bracket going down to the axle. But those were a pain in the neck to make. I got 4 of them and I need 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. So I'm going to take a different approach. And I don't know if it'll work, but we're going to see. I've got this donut here, mystery metal. Don't even know where I got it. It looks like it's like a piece of machine tubing, big machine tubing. I'm going to cut that in half like that. Okay, to make these brackets, I'm going to use this as a bender. And the amount of spring back is the tricky part. So I'm just taking a guess. This is a smaller radius than I need. See what this does. Boy, that's terrible. Way too small. Okay, it looks like it bent it to this radius. So I'm going to use a larger, which just about fits in there perfect. See what it does. Need 3 hands. Not exactly a smooth radius, but closer to what I need. Closer, but no cigar. That seems fairly solid. I gotta do a little bit of bending on these rods right here. I don't think that's gonna vibrate. That's a pain in the neck to make. 1 down, 3 to go. The back wheels are more of a challenge. Okay, I got the front fenders on, and I've got the back fender welded up, and this is the weird part. when I say weird, I don't know if it's going to work out good or not. We're going to find out though. I got to take the wheel off and press this bushing in. And that bushing will support the fender on the spinning axle. It was the easiest way to support this fender. I think that might work. I just gotta make a bracket to support it right here and bend these support brackets a little bit. But I think it's gonna work. Cool. Well, I got all the fender brackets done, and the fenders are done, but they're wet, so I can't put them on. Well, it's about 85 degrees out, and this paint's drying fairly fast. Let's put some fenders on. Got a split locking collar here that I'm going to put behind this bushing to stop it from sliding in toward the motor. Wow, that really pops. That paint's a little wet. I didn't tighten those screws yet. I'm going to wait till the paint dries. Probably tighten them tomorrow. Well, that looks good. Isn't that cool? I like it. Let's take it for a spin. Love it. Well, that about wraps it up for today. I think the fenders really added a little pizzazz. I got some headlights ordered and a horn, and it's about all I'll do to it. I think I might put some tail lights on it, turn signals, brake lights, who knows. But that wraps it up for this week. Probably going to be about 2 weeks before I do another video. I'll publish some plans for the car. For sure the old ones, and I'm working on redrawing the old plans. The old plans are really not that good. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Be sure and subscribe and ring that bell. I like it.